Hello, guys. Welcome back. This is going to be another installment of the chats that I have mentioned before. Hopefully, you've already seen the introductions with me and Ray. Today, we're going to be starting review of an old series that aired on Nickelodeon called Hey Arnold. Um, Lots of you are probably familiar with it. And joining me for these reviews is going to be Ray, who you already know, and Keodane. Keodane was also on the Earthbound playthrough over at 4 Pixels and is Ray's fiance. Do you first want to introduce yourself, Keodane? Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I guess one of my most defining features would probably be that I'm Danish. Like, as soon as, I say that, everyone's like, oh, it's that guy, the Dane, that guy. I don't know. I'm an aspiring voice actor, or, trying to be one. I guess that's, kind of what it's entailed when you say that you're an aspiring voice actor. And I also fart around.
Sometimes literally.
Sometimes, no, most of the times, literally.
um, these will probably be going up at some point soon too. But Keodane is also our dungeon master for the Pathfinder game. Right now we're doing the campaign Curse of the Crimson Throne. None of those have gone up yet. I'm still figuring out exactly how I want to set it up, but you can look forward to that. Anything
I
else?
mean, if you can, stomach and a DM who doesn't know what he's doing.
You've been doing great. I've been having lots of fun.
Well, I'm glad to hear
But yeah, we just saw the first two episodes, which is Downtown as Fruits and Eugene's Bike. Ray and I both saw this series and loved it when we were kids, but this is Keodane's first time seeing it, so he's going to be, bringing a fresh new outlook. And since he's watching this as an adult and not a kid, it'll be interesting to be able to compare.
that.
So,
Let me preface this by saying that my only exposure to Hey Arnold is actually through the Hey Arnold movie.
Oh, you saw
ah,
the
I
movie.
saw the movie, yes.
I think I may have only seen bits of the movie. I don't think I actually saw the movie.
Hmm. And so I know, a lot of the characters and their dynamics, but I've never experienced the actual show.
So they brought the movie to Denmark, but they didn't bring the
I think
series.
I think they brought the series as well. I just
Oh.
don't think I ever watched it
Oh. All right.
when it was on.
That makes sense though.
yeah, I guess the series was almost. You probably just barely missed the series.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah,
recall
bro.
exactly when it aired.
I think it's a mixture of me having missed it, but also I don't think it was the most popular show in Denmark because it shows a lot of
American
American
culture.
culture and ways of life that aren't really that common in Denmark.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think it's also hard for people to identify, especially kids who, you know, a lot of kids grow here in Denmark. They're pretty well off, comparatively. So it can be hard to identify, I think, and
Actually,
maybe it wasn't the right show for a Danish audience.
that's already kind of bringing up an interesting point. Like, I
Yeah,
never
because
even
like
considered how it would be difficult for rich people to identify with this show.
but here's the thing, you bring that up. You mentioned that to me and I'm like they're not really that I mean they're just inner city kids. They're not really poor. Especially not like
Helga?
I, yeah, Helga comes from money, but like if you I don't know if you've ever seen Arnold's room. That does not look like the room of a poor kid.
No
But
way.
that's also supposed to like show that he's really resourceful and like makes a lot of his own stuff, I think.
Yeah.
I remember it being very like fancy, but I can't remember like any
I was
specifics.
always so jealous of his room. I always wanted one just like his.
I think it's also very much the environment that the show takes place in, and
Yeah.
the sort of general atmosphere.
Yeah.
So before we dive into the episodes proper, Ray, you go ahead first and just like tell us how you felt about the show in general. Like, what was it for you? What was the draw?
Like as a kid?
Yeah, as a kid,
Okay.
now.
Like as a kid, I never really thought about it being that big of a deal because, when you're a kid and you're just watching cartoons, it never occurs to you that you might never see that cartoon again.
Yeah.
And you don't realize how much of an influence it's having on you.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of Hey Arnold episodes made me feel things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that I learned a lot from them about how to treat people and how to not treat people. And my parents, a lot of the times they say we never really had to punish you that much. You kind of just raised yourself. And I think as sad as this sounds, I think I would attribute that to television, cartoons and video games.
Yeah.
The right kind.
Yeah, not I wasn't watching uh like God, what? I wasn't watching trash TV. I was watching
Quality.
I was watching Hey Arnold.
Quality V.
Yeah.
Hey Arnold, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Powerpuff Girls.
Rocco's Modern Life.
Yeah.
Rocco's Modern Life was also a good one, but it felt very... There was something weird about that show. In retrospect, it's one of those things, and there are some things in Hey Arnold about this too, that as a kid you don't really think about it, but then you look back and you're like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Helga's crush on Arnold is more than a little creepy.
Yeah.
But at the time I was like, oh look, she has a shrine to him made out of gum. That's funny.
Yeah. And then I was thinking recently, how would that, we look at, Helga's crush on Arnold, and it's oh, it's so charming and cute, but then, if we switch them around, if it was,
Arnold having that shrine to Helga.
Yeah, then it would be oh, this kid has, problems. Real problems. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a double standard we have.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But,
And yeah, Ray was asking before. So, as far as immediate first impressions go, what do you think, Keodane?
yeah, I think it's very, very charming. It has a lot of soul in it. Even from these first two episodes, sometimes a show can, in its first few episodes, can be kind of rusty until they find their proper direction. But I think, at least from what I've seen so far, not having seen the rest of the show, I can see why a lot of people like it and look at it with a kind of nostalgia with the atmosphere that's presented and the characters and everything. You don't really need to know that much about any of the characters. They're very, I think, well presented in terms of what they are, who they're gonna be in the show in the future. So it kind of presents you with a template. And so you have an idea of the characters, then it leaves it open enough that any kind of development is still going to be interesting. So I think coming into it blind, it's looking promising.
Well, then let's go ahead and start in the first episode, Downtown as Vegetable. To summarize, this is the one where Helga is putting on a play about the food groups. Arnold and Gerald are stuck as the fruits, and they're annoyed that they have to do this, so instead of going to the play during the performance day, they continue riding the bus till they get downtown. They get stuck and lost there, and someone randomly gives them a bunch of drug money. So it's just their antics downtown until they realize that, this is going to be a problem, we should get back.
We should probably clarify, it's never stated in the episode that it's drug money or anything like that.
It is implied because it's a kind of a debt drop or drop off.
When you watch it as an adult, you're like, okay, this is drug money.
Definitely. Not to mention the I don't know if it's supposed to be a joke or a parallel, like that they are fruits. Like if that's any kind of like a gay joke.
Oh no, I don't.
Nah.
Stuck as fruits downtown.
I'm not sure
That was intended.
No,
Or that's just me reading into it.
I think that's just you reading into it, but that could be funny.
Yeah, that would be. Now I am wondering though, was there ever any sort of gay insinuation in the series?
It seems like the kind of show where you would think there would be.
Yeah, but I can't remember any off the top of my head. But I guess we will go ahead and see.
There's only one way to find out if we don't remember.
Yeah. One thing that kind of stuck out to me that I never really thought about before, but Helga's voice actress is pretty good. Like, she stands out for me above all the others.
Yeah, that's one cool thing about, like, when they were first like airing Hey Arnold, one of the things that they really promoted about the show was like all the kids are voiced by actual kids.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You can tell.
Yeah, and
because I was gonna say she does a really whoever's doing that does a really good job at impersonating a kid.
Yeah. They're all voiced by kids, at least for the first season, I think. You know, I know that Arnold's voice actor changes at least once. But I think Helga's voice actress actually went on to do some other things. I know she was in Recess.
That's pretty cool. Are you looking it up?
Oh, yeah, I can try to find it.
I'm always so horrible at recognizing voice actors, so every time I learn that this person also did this role, I'm like, holy shit.
Oh god. But then it like you also sometimes you end up in the opposite of that, where you recognize a voice actor so easily that as soon as you hear them, it kind of takes you out of the experience. It's like, oh, there's Liam again.
Yeah.
Or, oh, hey, Laura. Laura Bailey.
Okay, Arnold was actually voiced by 5 different voice actors.
Oh, wow.
Oh, dang.
And I never noticed that. I never noticed that, like, his voice ever changed.
Just to clarify, I'm not calling, any of those voice actors that I just named bad. In fact, I love their work. I admire it.
They're all gonna come after you for Shank.
No, don't lynch me. I want to be your friend.
Aspiring voice actor killed by voice actors.
Killed by the Voice Actors Guild.
Francesca Smith.
Yeah, Francesca.
She does additional voices in The Prince of Egypt. And it doesn't even say who she is in A Bug's Life, but apparently she's in A Bug's Life. And also Hey Arnold and Recess. And Fillmore.
Oh.
And a few other,
stuff.
Yeah,
That's
those are all
cool.
the big ones.
And they're in 4th grade in this series, so they would be,
10
10?
years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And were the kid actors 10 at the time? Or around that age?
Yeah, Francesca was definitely around the age of 10.
Damn. Holy crap. That's amazing.
Yeah, she's really good.
Now I have, that much more appreciation.
Yeah.
So I'm and playing I'm Setsuna, I'm always, changing everyone's voices all the time. Oh.
But, so Hey Arnold apparently takes place in the fictional city of Hillwood.
Hillwood?
Yeah. But it's supposed to be a combination of Seattle, Portland, and Brooklyn. And I can really see Brooklyn.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, yeah.
It's very New York City. But it's just really weird to me how in this episode it's it's 2 10-year-olds just walking around downtown, and they're in you know, until they pick up the drug money, they're in no danger whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is that just because this is a kids show and it's like trying to make cities look safer than they actually are, or is it like, was it just different in the 90s? You know, I also don't think that two kids could. I don't think the two kids could get into too much trouble if they were walking around like Manhattan,
Yeah.
like together. Especially if they were wearing fruit suits. I don't think that anyone would mess with them.
Yeah, probably not. They wouldn't want any of that.
Yeah.
Too intimidating. I mean,
I've had my fill of vitamin C today.
Yeah.
I think it could be a combination of all those things. But I do also think that a good part of it was just a time, because I mean, I feel in this day and age with all the technology that we have, kids are a lot more hermetic. You know, they stay in a lot more, and so they're less aware. They have less experience on how to actually act outside, especially in downtown areas.
Mhm.
But back then, I mean, playing games out in the street, going to
internet.
arcades and all that, that was a lot more common. So because it was much more common, kids, I guess the way to say it, were more independent, or at least more aware of the dangers and how to take care of themselves than they are now.
Yeah. I think that especially like this group of kids, since they go to like a public school that's right in the middle of a city, they're probably all like,
They're fairly, you know, seasoned
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
in that whole environment.
And they take a city bus to get to school instead of a school bus.
Yeah.
I always, that's kind of one thing I always did like about this show, sort of, that it did take place in, there was a lot of focus on the city itself and the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And you don't really see that much anymore, at least not from any of those shows I've been seeing, but it just depicted it in a sort of, I don't know how to say, almost more realistic manner. I don't know, it just seems more aware to me of how people act and how neighborhoods are set up and all that than a bunch of other cartoons that I saw.
It's because, like, they have such real characters in the city, like the ice cream truck driver who hates, like, hates giving out ice cream to kids because he's so sick of kids. And the
Mr. Green, the butcher.
Yeah, and the florist, who's like this old Jewish lady. I don't know if she's actually Jewish. She sounds Jewish.
There's one thing I didn't agree with at all. Is why would they let two kids into a bar?
Oh yeah, that was a little weird. Why did they let these kids play pool?
I think it was supposed to be sort of like they were poking fun at the idea of a bar that was probably teenagers, hence the soda instead of
that's their way of getting around the whole beer thing.
But also,
beer for everyone.
They had a bag, like a sack full of money. I'm sure that like there was probably some seedy bar somewhere where they could just be like, "Nah, here's a bunch of money, let us in."
That's true.
Yeah, that's a cut scene. Them bribing the doorman, the bouncer.
Oh, I don't have any problems. You're just little people. You're not kids.
You look 18. Or you look 21.
One thing I really liked was Gerald's quote about "the journey is the destination, man." And like, it is one of those things where as a kid, you like the next thing you say is just like Arnold said, "What does that mean?"
Yeah.
But like, I've been thinking about that quote on and off for like the rest of my life. And now I'm at the point of my life where I'm like, the journey is the destination, man. I was playing Journey, and I said that to myself, and I'm like, it's all come for full circle. Hey Arnold was prepping me for Journey.
Oh. Alright, so I was really I really like I think the like first episode is just, you know, it's this charming little thing. I do have a problem with Eugene's bike though. And it's a problem
Well-
I have with Eugene's character as a whole. And
Yeah.
I don't know, the fact that everyone's just like, oh, he's a dork. Dorks always have shitty things happen to him. I don't know, that's just a weird message to sort of give.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's just an inherent thing about people who are dorks, that bad things will always happen to them. That's like, if you say that, that's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I think they were also trying to. I think the message got a little like muddled. I think the message they were also trying to send was like, look, this isn't a kid who just has bad things happen to him. This is a kid who Arnold is the one who keeps like messing up. And they point out later in the series, like Eugene starts to believe that Arnold is the one who's a jinx.
Yeah. I remember
And
that.
And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's how it is. And Eugene doesn't want to hang around him anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it wasn't, direct. And some of those things weren't directly Arnold's fault.
Right.
Like you could say that, oh, because he was there, and he brought Eugene to these places, or he just happened to be around when this bad thing happened. That it was his fault, but But if that really does become a thing, like that he starts believing that he is a jinx, and that's probably the case, then
Yeah.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't dislike the episode entirely, since I also did like the fact that they portrayed Eugene as a fairly positive person, even though he has these really unfortunate and shitty things that happens to him. He's still able to look on the bright side, but it still just has that sort of feeling of, oh, just suck it up as well.
He gets really positive later in the series. Like, they really crank that up to like 11. He just breaks into song at random intervals.
Yeah.
It becomes a musical every time he's there.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, I can imagine.
Yeah.
I've seen GIFs
Yeah.
in videos.
They made a joke out of that in the movie too, where he would when something dramatic happened, he would try and start a song, and everyone was just like, "No, Eugene, no."
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It's so funny because I actually only recently saw the Hey Arnold movie since it's up on Netflix, and when I saw that part, I was just remembering you, Ray, and how much you hate musicals.
Yeah.
Wait, you hate musicals?
Yes.
This is a new development in our relationship
No, it's
that
not.
I'm not sure I can handle.
No, it's not new. Like, I remember we saw that one prompt that was like, how about there's a musical where there's one character who's the only one who's aware that other people are singing, and they're like, why, what, how does everyone know the lyrics to the song? I would be that character. Why are we singing? How is everyone? Did someone get like music sheets that I didn't get?
You know what? I'm gonna pull a thing.
What?
And say, you just don't get it.
Yeah. No, you're right. I probably don't get it. Maybe.
And I'm gonna pull the pretentious artist card. You just don't get it, man.
I mean, yeah, probably.
My mom's the same way, actually. It's funny. She's just like, can they just decide to talk or sing? Pick one.
It's a matter of not wanting bullshit.
Yeah.
I love
Now, I can
musicals.
understand it. I just I
Disagree.
have a great appreciation for musicals.
Same. High five.
Yes. High five across the Atlantic.
So both of these episodes opened with Arnold daydreaming some crazy thing, surfing in the dinosaur times, and then also
being on
Dinosaurs.
safari.
Yeah.
And it's
And then a dream about the Animorphs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Animorphs. Kind of makes him seem like he's he doesn't want to be in his life, or he's always trying to escape.
Well, here I wrote down what we said.
Some sort of escapism.
And
Yeah, okay.
you said, does it always start with him? Do the episodes always start with him daydreaming something? And I said, well, it's just that he's presented as a daydreamer.
Yeah.
And you said, is it because he wants a more exciting life? And I had to think about that. because his life already seems really exciting because he lives in the inner city and he has this really cool room and like he has a lot of really diverse friends and uh every time he opens the door to his house a bunch of cats and dogs and a pig run out or in. But like then I thought about it, he seems so used to everything.
Yeah, like that's his life.
Like he's almost bored of it.
He's always half-lidded. He always
Yeah.
does have like that bored expression on his face.
Yeah. But I guess it's just because he's like he just has a really vivid imagination and probably like wants to be, I don't know, like a writer or a director or something.
he just wants to get away from everything. Like he
Maybe.
just wants to break the
Monotony.
monotony. Yes. Like even though like a lot of different things will happen, you're still in the same place.
Yeah.
How much do you know about Arnold's family, Kiadane? Because I might have an idea for that, but if you don't know much about them, I don't really want to give away the reason.
I don't know about his father and mother. I know about his grandpa and his crazy grandpa.
The best character.
Okay, then I think I won't say why, to avoid spoilers, but I think it might have to do with have some influence at least from his parents.
Yeah.
All right. Then I shall await that answer anxiously.
Yeah. And then you said this show is kind of uncomfortable. It's too raw and too slummy. And I said that's what makes it so great is because it's so real.
Yeah, like it feels very real, and compared to a lot of cartoons that I watched as a kid, which like in a lot of ways they were the same cartoons as American kids watched.
Yeah.
But
they were kind of clean.
They were kind of clean.
Yeah.
You never really had to think about the environment in which the characters were. That was just kind of they were just there. You didn't really think about it. But here I'm like, oh, this setting is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
it
uses so many dark colors. Like even when it's daylight, everything still feels a little bit faded.
It's dark. It's muddy. It's brown. It's red. It's very. It looks dirty.
Yeah. It looks like a city.
Yes. It looks very much like a dirty city.
Listen, you need to stop calling American cities dirty. I'm gonna come over there.
When did I ever call like American cities dirty? We're talking about a fictional town.
In America.
In made up America.
I think he's trying to backpedal.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
That's some fierce backpedaling.
I'm trying to avoid the wrath of vengeful Americans.
We will invade your country.
You already did.
Yeah.
You were the forefront.
Oh.
Forerunner.
How's it looking over there?
It's pretty nice. You should all come over. Bring over the entire Navy.
Oh, okay.
Raise the Zim.
Yeah. One of my favorite scenes in Eugene's bike is in the hospital scene when he tells Arnold to go over there, take a seat.
Yeah.
Go sit on that chair over there. And like show him sitting down. And then there's like this awkward silence, and then Arnold jumps back up. And you hear Eugene's heart rate rising.
Yes.
He goes under the covers of it.
It's so great.
Yeah. Like even Eugene's kind of done at this point.
Yeah.
He needs some time.
And then also the hot dog vendor guy. When
he was ready with that pamphlet.
Oh yeah, it happens a lot.
No,
probably.
He was ready with the pamphlet, but he wasn't ready to start giving Eugene the Heimlich maneuver.
Yeah, he was ready to instruct, not to practice.
He was just like, I've done this so many times. Here's the pamphlet. You read it. You figure it out.
This is what his life has become: causing people to choke and then making others save them.
Yeah. And then also, the bus driver at the end of the episode really just did not.
You don't even see him, and he has a character.
Yeah, he really just slams that door shut on poor Eugene's wrist, and then does not open the door or stop.
Actually, I don't know if you see him cause I don't know. I just didn't notice when you see Eugene like standing in the bus and you're looking inside. But my point still stands in that like
you don't notice him.
You don't really notice him. So I didn't see him, but he still has a character in that he just closes the door and drives off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Typical
And so many,
bus drivers.
so many of the background characters are just kind of done with life.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't kind of get this, atmosphere of either like despair or hopelessness and stagnancy. It's like everyone is so fed up with their life, and they just want to get through the day so they can get home and just have a little bit of positivity in their life before they have to go back to their boring, dreadful lives the next day. That's so monotonous.
That's a really negative point of view.
I think you're getting a bit extreme there, but
Yeah.
that does. When you said that, again, going back to the movie, I remember that there was another bus driver character there who maybe it was this guy. We actually see him in the movie, and he's just like an asshole who makes things difficult. And when Arnold finally prompts him and asks why, he goes into this long story about how he lost his leg in a war, and they show that he has a prosthetic leg, and how his wife left him for that. I'm that was weird. And the entire time Arnold and Gerald are just looking at each other awkwardly.
I mean, I'm being really, extreme in my description of this, but it's just these people you don't even know about it, but you can just see that they have some kind of story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that for our background's sake, we should point out that Coco is an inner city kid. I'm an inner city kid and also
country kid.
out in the countryside kid. And Kia Dane is a suburban.
Suburban kid.
Yeah. Suburban Danish.
Relatively well off.
Milk toast.
White guilt.
No, I also I did live for quite a while in a village, a literal village, as in no infrastructure, clay houses with tin roofs, barely any electricity.
Yeah. So you and I are both kind of like country and also inner city.
Yeah. Well, was there anything else in particular that stood out? I was very surprised by that one line Helga said, in which meats are supposed to be lusty and powerful. They dropped lusty in the very first episode.
No, I mean lusty
can mean a lot of things.
Let
Really?
me look up.
Let's look up the thesaurus.
I only know one definition of lusty.
What? One of the first things that comes up is lusty Argonian maid.
Oh no. Of course.
Healthy and strong and full of vigor.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like that. Yeah, it makes sense. That's what meat is, because it's it can be for for those who eat meat.
Unless you're asking Urban Dictionary, then the definition is when someone is looking hot. Or sexy.
Someone horny as hell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And since Hey Arnold takes place in an urban environment, we must assume that Urban Dictionary is the correct one.
Yeah, the right definition.
In this case.
So my point still stands. Oh. I mean,
But I very much enjoyed those 2 episodes.
Yeah.
It gives you a good feel for what's to come.
I'm glad you did like them.
I'm looking forward to watching the series again. It's a very good series.
Yeah, it's gonna be like weird looking back and seeing them with so much more experience and as an adult.
Yeah.
Because as we were mentioning before, there's some things that as a kid you just sort of accept them and don't really think too much about. But when you look back as an adult, you're just that that's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Not any final words that you guys would like to add? Any final thoughts?
No.
If you're gonna watch Hey Arnold,
Yeah.
you have to be prepared
Uh-huh.
to face your inner demons.
Of course. That goes without saying.
Was that a joke or like?
It's whatever you want it to be.
Okay.
Well, we will leave things there. If you have any of your own thoughts that you would like to share about the series as a whole, or these 2 episodes in particular, please go ahead and join the discussion in the comments. See you next time.
Like, comment, subscribe.
I'm just gonna do that.
Things there. Or these 2 episodes in particular, please go ahead in the comments.
Like, comment.
Alrighty.
I'm just gonna do that.
Or these 2 episodes in particular, please go ahead. Or these 2 episodes in particular, please go ahead. Or these 2 episodes in particular, please go ahead.